Hi everyone, Monique here. Well, this is it. Thank you for sharing this here now moment with me. It is 12:55 p.m. on the east coast of Australia, and Pluto, Transit Pluto, is exactly conjuncting my natal sun in Capricorn at 26 degrees and 50 minutes. And this is the last conjunction that I'm going to experience from Transit Pluto in this lifetime. And here it is. This is part 3. I did part 1 on the first conjunction in end of January, part 2 in August when Pluto was retrograding over my sun, and this is the final part. So today I'm going to share what I've learned so far. I've had lots of downloads in the last week. Pluto has very much been walking hand in hand with me. In part 1, I did mention, please go back and look at part 1 and part 2, because that will give you examples of what can happen for your Pluto transit and my story. I'm not going to go over the past today. I'm going to speak about the downloads that I received, the empowerment that I've received just in this last week alone. So in part 1, I was going to be very happy today that Pluto would be leaving my natal sun. But today I am going to admit that I'm going to miss Pluto hanging around and all of the transformation that I've received to my ego, because the sun represents our ego. And I totally lost everything I identified with. But have a look at part 1 and part 2. Also, I said that Pluto's transit was a 265-year cycle. It's not, it's 245. That was a slip of the tongue. I just want to correct that. Back in the other 2 parts, I mentioned that I was part of the adult children of alcoholics 12-step group. I've stepped away from that now. For how long, I don't know, but it's no use continually dragging up the past when I'm healed from it, and banging on about it every day just didn't sit right with me for the moment. If I need to go back and take a look at any more inner child issues, the doors are always open in 12-step groups. I mentioned 2 projects this year. The meditation school. So I've done a whole year of teaching meditation face-to-face in my local town. And the Friends of the Water 49 7-week program, award-winning program that I wrote, is shelved, because I really want to help people that will be having this Pluto transit, which is the collective, as Pluto moves into Aquarius, which rules everybody. And also Aquarians, Leos, Scorpios, and Taurians that are going to be having the hard aspects. So I've got many videos on the channel if you go to the playlist, and they will be current for the next 20-odd years, forever. They will always be current because they're about the experiences of the transit Pluto. So today, in this here now, as Pluto is exactly conjunct my natal sun, this here now moment for the last time, what I've really deeply been thinking about and what Pluto has shown me is, yes, it was about powerlessness and my lack of power. And I see that they were big issues: my lack of power with speaking up, my lack of power within my family, my lack of power with rescuing, with codependence, with addiction, with all of the issues that I've mentioned in my other videos. Pluto has now shown me a level of power that is so subtle. And it's a picture to me as myself as a power battery. And every word that I speak and every action that I take, I'm releasing power. And now, because of this awareness and consciousness within, the penny has dropped. I'm able to choose whether I want to release that power with those words or with those actions or with my environment. Now, we all know that our words have power on an intellectual level. I've known that all my life. Karma, consequences. If I do that, this could happen. But with this Pluto transit ending for me to my sun, my natal sun, I'm really shown like a microcosm of that power. And the pennies dropped within. So that's something that I'm going to be very aware of in my day-to-day life, not from an intellectual perspective, but from an inner power perspective. And that also goes for the people that I'm associating with and the energy that I'm giving out to those people. I love to do these videos. I have energy to give and teach and share my experience. However, in my life, there are people that I give my energy to with no return energetically. And now that my mission has opened up and I have clarity on my path and my higher purpose, then I also am shown the energy, the power, this little power battery gives out to the people around me. So that's an even deeper awareness for me that will be ongoing to be aware of. It's my time to really be me and my potential. I can't go back to the old life. It's finished. The old life is finished. It's not like, okay, the Pluto transit happens to the sun. Okay, we're back. I'm back. All the hardship and the crying and the pain is all finished. I'll just get back on with it. Previous to 2008, that's not what I've been shown at all. My whole future is opened up and I can walk in power now, in my potential and in my purpose. And I'm really believing that this is what will happen for those who will be having this transit to their natal sun. Also, I've been shown this week many downloads, balancing the balance. Before 2008, before Pluto went into Capricorn, I was a workaholic. No, I can't do that anymore. So I'd like to have balance in the pyramid of life with work, exercise, definitely looking after this temple with what I eat, what I put into this temple, and to have a balanced day-to-day life. I have that awareness and the penny has dropped. I also realize that this is ongoing. I'm not perfect. Pluto has conjuncted my sun and dredged up toxicity from the unconscious, patterns from the unconscious, from this life, past lives, and ancestry. So it will be ongoing, but the awareness is there now. I have the conscious awareness and I have free will, of course. So I'm always going to be dealing with my Chiron issues, Chiron in Pisces, addictions, and it's opposing my natal Pluto conjunct Uranus, and Saturn is there with Chiron in Pisces. That's four energies in opposition in Virgo and Pisces. So I was always here to heal and to help others, but I was also here to work through addiction issues. So that will be an ongoing, because it's Chiron. With Chiron, we're always working to heal the wound so that we therefore can help others, like the Centaur Chiron. However, the wound will always be made aware to myself. I will always have to be conscious of those issues. Another thing is to really be in my body, and thank God that I've been teaching meditation and that we're doing the 7 energy centers, the chakra system. That really has grounded me this year and raised my frequency. So something that I've always done, because I was out of my body, I hadn't dealt with my trauma pre-Pluto into Capricorn. When people would ask me for my energy, I wouldn't stop and think. I would, yes. You know, I'm very aware now that this is about me and my power and what I can give and what I can't give. So my new practice is, I'll get back to you on that, because I need to go to my intuition, which has been a fantastic tool on this journey and is my guiding light, my intuition. It is my higher self, source energy. And that's all I have to do, so that I'm remaining in my power to do what I came to this planet to do. And I know I did not come to this planet to build houses and fill my garage and hoard and pretend that I'm like everybody else, because I'm not. I'm an old soul. When Pluto transits the sun in a person's life, only 1/3 of the people get to experience that. We are old souls. We're here to transform. My passion has returned. The whole transit from 2008 until just in the last second half of this year, from the second conjunction, I found it very hard to find my passion. And I do have a very strong passion with Mars in Aquarius. I'm passionate about the collective healing, and I'm passionate about my mission here, and I'm passionate about astrology. So my passion has returned, and I'm really grateful about that, because I love being creative, and it's my passion that drives my creativity. Now, the isolation and the grief work, releasing all the emotions, that will be ongoing. Pluto has taught me that when emotion needs to be released from my body, that's okay. And that will be ongoing, if not every month, especially when the moon conjuncts my natal moon or conjuncts my natal sun, but mostly when it squares my natal sun. When the moon squares my natal sun, I feel emotional. I'm uncomfortable. So it's ongoing. It's not like, oh, the tears stop. With Capricorn and with Aquarius, we're not emotional signs. It's not easy for us to cry. So that's something very beautiful that I now get to hold within my emotional body, is that acceptance of my emotional body, and to release what my emotional body is wanting to release then and there. Not to push it down, not to use anything to suppress my emotional body, because it's wholeness that I am, and it's wholeness that I want to walk in power through the next part of my life. I'm also aware, and it needs to be integrated, continually integrated. I'm also aware of how I can contain my power. On my other videos, I'm very high energy, and that's the energy that I want to bring to people. But in my social situations, it falls on deaf ears. It drops to the ground. It's like pearls to the swine. So I really want to be very aware when I'm with mainstream that I'm containing the energy that I reserve for my community and for my healing clients and for my meditation students. So containment of this power, this inner power that I have found that I always had, which was suppressed. I really want to contain that and be in the I am presence as the observer of the energy that I'm releasing out of this power pack, Monique. There's a maturity. I feel a real maturity, a human being maturity. And Saturn rules, Saturn and Capricorn rule maturity. I trust myself. Until Pluto came along, and only in the last year or so, I didn't trust myself deeply. But today I trust myself. And I trust the universe, and I trust my path, I trust my mission, and I trust what's brought to me. I was listening to Lee Carroll, who channels Chiron, and something very beautiful that touched my heart was unexpected, benevolent change. And that would be the rebirth. I can't tell you today what the rebirth is. Next year, I will make a video on the rebirth, because today I just feel mature and I feel clarity and I feel empowered that no other person can stop me in my path on my mission, which is to continue healing myself and to help with my message to heal the collective. Something that I became aware of as well is Pluto isn't in the earth. It's not underground like the religious texts. It's not hell. It feels, that's the word that feels the best when we're really in it, that hell. But Pluto is infinity. Pluto is the cosmos. It never, ever stops. And that's how I feel. And I will walk with Pluto because in 10 degrees, Pluto will be opposing my ascendant in Leo. And then also conjuncting my Venus in Aquarius. And then my Mars in Aquarius. 2 personal planets plus my ascendant. Pluto's not finished with me yet. However, my ego definitely feels transformed. However, because the Sun rules Leo and I have a Leo ascendant, I'm sure there's more work to be done on my ego. I'm trusting my higher self with my purpose, my mission, and this channel. I was very impatient about having lots of subscribers, and I downloaded this week, and I got a message from my guides, Monique, build it and it will grow. And if I had thousands and thousands of subscribers right now, I would be overwhelmed. I haven't got my funnels in place to be able to help people. So I'm quite content for the channel to grow in the universe's time. I'm not the boss. Yes, I have a mission, but I totally trust my higher self with that mission now. Otherwise, it's my ego. I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do this and I want to do that. Ooh, that hasn't worked for me in the past. What's working for me today is allowing, surrendering to life, to the universe. And Pluto has taught me that. and it's beautiful. I had Pluto conjunct another personal planet, Mercury, in Capricorn a few years back, and I will do a video on that. I won't go into that too deeply today. But today, I feel that my sun, ego, and my mind are walking hand in hand at peace, not conflicted. So my mind is very much on board now. And that mind is what I need to stay present with those first deep thinking points that I talked about in this video. So when Pluto transits the sun, Mercury is somewhere close, Venus is somewhere close, Mars can be out of bounds, but it will eventually be transited. So it's the whole self that gets transformed. So in actual fact, it's an ascension. It's a resurrection. It's dying while still being alive. Dying to the old self. Yesterday I picked a rune and it was the gateway rune. Thurizaz. So apt. And I stood at the top of the hill with the gateway before me and all behind me, down into the valley was the past. And I let go of that past because it's in letting go of the past that I have my true power. In letting go of the past. And that's what Pluto required, to bring the past up, to be processed, to be felt, to be dealt with. And now to let it go. And it's a beautiful feeling. And I have tears of joy and gratitude. Please go to the playlists because this is where the videos will go that will help you with your Pluto transit, because it isn't easy in the early days. And today, 2022, finally is the last exact conjunction. It won't be till early January 2023, close to my birthday, that Pluto will be more than 3 degrees away, speeding up, heading into Aquarius. However, Pluto, I felt in 2008 when it first went into Capricorn. So it's not about the conjunctions. I really believe the conjunctions are the fine-tuning, but all the work gets done years and years before the conjunctions. My videos are very important because Pluto is moving into Aquarius, the collective. So every entity in the collective is going to be affected by Pluto transiting into Aquarius. So for everybody that wants to do their trauma work, even if you're not having challenging aspects, the collective will be going through this dark night of the soul that I myself as an individual and all of the Capricorns, all of the Sagittarians have gone through. The energy is different on planet now compared to before 20 years ago. The energy is holding us for this work. The planet is requiring us to do this work, as well as our galactic community and galactic family. I just want to thank you so much. Please go and have a look at part 1 and part 2. I'm sure there'll be more revelations. I have Pluto in the 2nd house, conjuncting Uranus. And so it seems that my mission is to walk along the path hand in hand with Pluto and really become Pluto's bestest friend. And as a Saturn-ruled Capricorn, Saturn is Pluto's only friend and Pluto is Saturn's only friend. It takes work, but that's why we're here. I'm here because I am a soul being having a human experience in Project Monique. And whatever Monique's project is, that's what my I am presence will be holding space for. So thank you all again. I am offering support consultations where I will look at your chart and look at where your natal Pluto is placed, aspects to your natal Pluto, aspects to your sun, your north node and south node, and then a face-to-face consultation on Zoom. That will be in the description box, but not yet, not until 2023. But please subscribe. I have so many other topics that I will be discussing regarding Pluto. You know, the feelings that come up spontaneously. That's one video. The Bardo experience. Rick Levine, he said to me, I studied some classes with him. And as he said, during the Bardo experience, in the middle of life and death. So I'll be doing a video regarding the Bardo experience, which is the Pluto transit. Containment, containing our power and our energy. We're not even aware that we're leaking energy out of ourselves most of the time, which affects our health. I'll also be doing a video regarding Saturn in Pisces. I'm having my second Saturn return, and Saturn will be moving into Pisces in March. And I'm very grateful because Pluto will be moving into Aquarius in March. And Saturn is structure, material, what you can feel, touch. Pisces is spirituality. So I think the collective are going to have a hands up from Saturn to move forward as a collective along our spiritual walk so that we can both heal with Mother Earth and help her to raise her frequency so that we can step into the golden age. So namaste, everyone. I thank you so very much. I'm so grateful. And that is my last Pluto conjunct my native sun. Take care. I love you.